Right. Welcome to the class. Can you hear me, please? Online?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. So we can start the lesson. And today's one is yes, sustainable development goals. Right now, what do you mean by sustainability? I think I have mentioned it in a short way. No. What do you mean by sustainability? Now, New Year is coming very close, right? What do people make for New Year? Every New Year they make what? Before the New Year? What do they make? There are some gurus who teach this, no? Uh, Before New Year, you make what? New Year cake. No, I'm not asking about something material. Yes, online. Can someone tell us? What do people make psychologically?
Resolutions.
Resolutions. මේ නව වසරට මේ යෝජනා. හරි. What happens? What happens to them after maybe couple of weeks, if not months? Right? Yes. Online. What happens to them? I'm not talking about you, your resolutions. I'm talking about resolutions in majority. What happens to them?
Many people forget that.
Yeah, forget. Can you add something? Yes, some people forget what you say is very correct. On the other hand, some people can't maintain it, no? Right? Because you have loaded yourself with what? Something that you can't bear. That is one point. What you say is correct. Some people forget, some people take it easy and don't take it seriously. And some people is busy with some other work and they have totally ignored. They remember, right, but ignore. But for majority, what happens is what? The main reason is you can't sustain. You. Now, you make a New Year resolution. Yes, we all know that month of December is what? Month of month of entertainment, I would say. Is Christmas is only for one day, no? I mean, if you want to celebrate, whether you are Christian or non-Christian, you celebrate it and finish it off, right? You can't blame yes, Christmas for everything, right? It is people have made this month, right, whole extravaganza and entertainment. So they keep on remembering that Christmas is coming, and soon after the Christmas, their culprit is whom? The New Year. They are, yes, entertain a lot, and they make resolutions. Okay, from next month I go to gym. They are kala bila, right? But what happens? You can't maintain your gym. I'm talking about gym only, right? You can add anything. You can't maintain it because you have not put yourself in a sustainable level as far as gym schedule is concerned. No? කොහොම හරි යනවා. කොහොම හරි යන්න බෑ. ඕක තමයි අපිට තියෙන හේනේ. Right? කොහොම හරි කරන්න බෑ unless you allocate time, unless you allocate your, yes, is AC too much? Yes, time, effort, and yes, unless you have a coach there, no? So if those things are not present, yes, you can't drag the game, right? Do you understand what I mean? Yes, online people, yes, any yes, addition to this? Some people enter into, I'm talking about the word sustainability, yeah? That's simple. Some people enter into marriages thinking that the bad behavior of your proposed spouse, right, he or she will disappear after marriage. It will never happen. It will sometimes get worsened, you know. So your marriage is not sustainable then. ඒකින්ද ඔගොල්ලෝ බැඳලා නැත්තම් හදාගන්නව කලින් හදාගන්න බැරි නම් තීරණයක් ගන්න. I mean, then don't become a victim to yourself, and don't become a harassment to your partner, proposed. Right? So that is not sustainable. And there are certain businesses, right, that they run, and business is not sustainable, maybe because no enough what? Sales. And overheads are very high sometimes. Do you understand? And we don't have enough labor. Now, I know this, some of these garment factories, they are not sustainable at all because they can't find girls, sewing girls. Sewing girls, they don't understand the importance of a job, no. They come for money. So you have to understand as a garment factory that these girls, especially from village areas or suburbs, right, they come for money. Their main aim is money. So they come for money, and when money is not there, when they have enough money in their pocket, they think that is the end of the story. They go to another what? Factory. Or they get married without even telling the factory. So the factory has found it is very difficult for them to sustain the business. No? Here they are talking for some reason sustainability in majority, economics and all those things. No? Now, certain countries became unsustainable. Yes, even ours. We also had that experience, no? 2022. Aragale came on 22 or 23. Yeah, 22, no? We all know what are the reasons behind that, no? Some reasons might have been exaggerated, that we have to admit, but there were certain valid grounds for people to rally around this kind of a struggle. And the government became what? Unsustainable. So this is අපි ඕන දෙයක් කරද්දි මේ පවත්වාගෙන යා හැකි ලස්සන සිංහල වචනේ මොකක්ද ඒකට? ඒ සස්ටේනබිලිටි කියන එකට මොකක්ද? Sustainable කියනකොත් පවත්වාගෙන යා හැකි හොඳයි. But there is a good word called දරණීය. No? දරණීය කියන්නේ පවත්වාගෙන යා හැකි. So that is the word. You all can come little closer, no? Because I might, why? You have a problem? Fever. So you stay there, others can come little closer because I have to talk. She will manage it, right? You come here. Because if I come there, they can't see me. Come little close. So today we are going to discuss you go out and yes, what's your name? You can get some hot water. Get some hot water and come. You have. Keep on drinking, right? You can go to washroom whenever you want. Yeah. Keep on drinking because this is condition, right? Yes, someone wants to talk?
Sir, can you, before today lesson, can you say something about our assignment, sir?
Assignment, the very good news is that you don't have to present. And you have lost
Yes, sir.
the one and only occasion for you to, yes, what? Test you and yes, familiarize with you with some presentation. Are there anything that you want to, other things as per the canvas, no? And even I did not expect this to come in this early, so you do it, right? This is only 20 marks, no? So I also have some control over that, right? As per there. So I will do the needful from my part. You do the required part from your side, right? Going through the canvas. Have I answered your question, or do you want me to talk something additional to that?
Yes, sir. That is regarding challenges and opportunities in sustainable business. The deadline is tomorrow, sir.
Yeah. So, no, with the so what is your challenge now? Tell me.
I
Yes.
want to know, sir, is there any week that lessons are going sustainable challenges and opportunities in
No,
lecture?
anyway, you have to now, anyway, you have to submit it. No. So, this is the order that I have been given. So, I can't bypass the order and go. No, there is a.
Yes, sir.
So, your sister says to download core textbook from the canvas. So you can put the keywords and search for the uh, areas, right? So it's only 20 marks. Do your best, right? I understand your challenge. Take it as a challenge. Do your best. Have you completed? Other side the Quran. Other side the Brahma Murti in Nogulant. Right? Do it, right? And second part will be very harsh. I mean the report. Right? So this you do to the best of your capacity. Right? Do you understand? Yes, the girl who spoke. Have I answered your question? Good that you inquired, no? Thank you very
Yes,
much
sir.
for
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you very much for your answer, sir.
Right, okay. So I understand the challenge that you have been faced, but you are now about 20, no? And you have all the kung access to kung things, right? And yes, unlike my time, had it been given to me when I was like you, I wouldn't have been just like in a merry-go-round, right? Because no internet, no nothing, this and that, no books, right? Not even a good lecturer, right? So I'm not anyway comparing myself with you. I'm very happy that you are exposed to all these information sources. Right? එහෙම තමයි වෙන්න ඕනේ. අපි දුක් විඳයි කියලා ඕගොල්ලෝ දුක් විඳින්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මොන කරුණයක්ද ඒක? දැන් සමහර වැඩිහිටියෝ කියන්නේ බලා දන්නේ නැහැ අපි කුප්පි ලාම්පුවෙන් පත් කරේ. ඒතකොට ළමයි අහන්නේ දැන් අපිත් කුප්පි ලාම්පුවෙන් පත් කරේ. ඒතකොට මේක ශිෂ්ටාචාරයක් නැහැ. තේරෙනවද? එයා කුප්පි ලාම්පුවෙන් එයා කරාට දැන් අලුත් ඉන්න ළමයාට තියෙන චැලෙන්ජස් එයාට තිබුණ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Do you understand? එයාට හොඳ පරිසරයක් තිබ්බ පාඩම් කරන්න. අනිත් මේ ළමයින්ට නෑ ඉස්සරහා ගෙදර මොකද්ද? බෙර ගන්න. I mean things like that, no? And you have to at the now this sustainability I'm talking about again yourself, right? Now for the reason that you have got all these sources, what happens? There is an addiction as well, no? To this social media. Now during my childhood and my early youngerhood and my father's time, we didn't have any අපිට තිබ්බ එහෙම challenge එකක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. අපිට තිබ්බ challenge එක කොයි වෙලේ ක්‍රිකට් ගහන්නේ පීනන්නේ ඒවට තමයි ටක් ගාලා ගෙදරින් පයින් එක. දැන් තියෙන ළමයට මේක කොට ඉන්නකොට පාඩම් කරන්න තියෙනවා. those are challenges, no? Do you understand? ඊට පස්සේ සීනි වැඩි වෙනවා. අන්න ලෙඩ. ඒ ළමයට තියෙන challenges. Do you understand? අලුත් ළමයා නේ. Maybe you. So these are again sustainability. Now you have to understand that how you are going to sustain your life, right? So good that you inquired. Thank you very much once again, that girl. අනිත් ඒ විදිහට අහන්න ප්‍රශ්න නිශ්ශබ්ද ඉන්න එපා, because this is a class that you can talk no, and you are supposed to talk. Right? Can we have a look at this? So we are into the sustainable development goals. දරණීය සංවර්ධන ඉලක්ක. හරි. ඒවා තමයි කියන්නේ. පවත්වා ගත හැකි සංවර්ධනයේ පවත්වා ගත හැකි ඉලක්ක. දැන් අපි ඇමරිකාව වගේ වෙනවා හෙට. නැත්නම් අවුරුද්දකින්. කියන්න පුළුවන්. දේශපාලඥයෝ කිව්වා. So we have to understand that they are not sustainable. I mean, they can't even be thought of. So you can't talk about sustainability, right? So here we are going to look at, get an understanding of what is meant by when referring to sustainable development. Now, sustainability is followed by what? Development, right here. And the role of United Nations in achieving sustainable development. Now you can see that they are approaching towards what? Towards what? World scene, right? That they are looking at from the point of view of not business, not matrimony, not New Year resolutions, right? But they are talking about what? Yes, sustainable development worldwide, right? Learn about the evolution from Millennium Development Goals to Sustainable Development Goals. So we had Millennium Development Goals, and that is yes 2000 Sustainable Development Goals. The 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, achievability and feasibility. Right? Compound crisis, interlink and interdependence of the global goals. Agenda 2030 is the resolution. So these are, now you can see this is some kind of a what? Globe view, right? Even though we are into business stream, we are looking at something, yes, globally important. Is that clear? ඒක මම ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැන් බලන්න ඇති මේ මොකද්ද මේ උගන්වන්නේ කියලා, right? But when you look at these things, you can relate it to your personal life, as I told you. One's matrimonial life, personal life, fitness life, yes, business life, anything. If something is not sustainable, even spirituality, no? If not sustainable, some people disrobe, no? Some people, how do you call it, disrobe? Even if it is a Catholic or some other clergy, we call it disrobe. සිවුරු හරයනයකට විතර disrobe කියන්නේ අනිත් අයට කොහොමද කියන්නේ? That you, yes, okay, you renounce clergy. Right? එහෙම යන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට පවත්වාගෙන යන්න බැරි නිසා. සමහර අය clergy වලට එන්නෙම පයින්න බලාගෙන. ඒ කියන්නේ I'm not talking about those people, right? They aim is different. ඒගොල්ලෝ එන්නේ උපාධියක් අරගෙන මේව කරගෙන, whether Buddhist or non-Buddhist, whatever it is, there are some set of people, no? Some come with a pure intention to, yes, upgrade your or improve your spirituality, but still they find it that they can't sustain. So they renounce the world life and enter the clergy. Now they, yes, renounce the clergy life and go to the how do you call ordinary life, mundane life, right? So likewise we are looking at here what the goals, aims related to what? Yes, world development scenario. හරිද? ඔයාලා තේරෙනවද මේක නැත්තම් ඔයගලන්ට නිකන් මේ අවුලක් වගේ දැනේ that you are in business stream and you are being taught something else. It is not something else. I have told you, I'm talking about this stuff, right? I have told you that you have to become an icon in your what? In your industry, whatever it is. I don't know. It may be IT, it may be finance, it may be, yes, manufacturing, it may be trading. So for you to become an icon, this type of worldly or knowledge on the world affairs is important. හරිද? Do you understand? So sustainability කියන වචනේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔෆිස් එකේදී නිතරම පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් වචනයක්. ඔව් ගෙදරදීත් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේක කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙයිද කියලා අහනවනේ. ගෙදර අහනවනේ මේක කිව්වට ඔය පළය වලට වතුර දානවා ඔය හැමදාම කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? that's sustainability that they are talking. තොර කරන කෙනා ඉතින් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කියනවා. හරිද? ඉතින් බලන්න ඕනේ යාට කරන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද කියලා. Maybe he or she can continue, right? So sustainability is a nice word, right? So the United Nations is an effective international bureaucracy. Agenda 2030 is a full impossible goals that are just not smart, right? What do you mean by smart here? Yes. Yes, I will talk about Agenda 2030. Uh, what is smart? You don't know. You don't know about the smart. Yes. Ek is, yeah. That's very important. Your new year is coming, right? Anyone from the online? Smart stands for what? I thought that you had this. You have this basic
Specific.
knowledge. Huh?
Specific.
Specific. Yeah. Next one.
Measurable.
Okay. Measurable. Yeah.
Achievable.
Yeah.
Relevant
Re-
and time. Relevant
Time
and
bound.
time.
Yeah. Only one girl is talking. Yes. What about the others? Yes. දැන් ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ පොඩි කාලේ ඔගොල්ලන්ගෙන් අහනවා නේ කවුද වෙන්න කැමති ඩොක්ටර් කෙනෙක් ඔක්කොමලකින් ඒ කාලේ කිව්වේ මම දන්නේ during my time everybody wanted to become a doctor so no patient all are doctors there was a joke no I don't know whether I told it no in one class that teacher was asking whom do you want to become doctor last student said I want to become a patient නැත්තම් මුන්ට බෙහෙත් කරන්න කවුරුත් නැහැ නේ මිස් right එතකොට මම කියන්නේ ඒක නෙමෙයි ඒ ડોක්ටර් කියන එකත් ස්පෙસિෆික් නෙමෙයි සමහර අය මට හොඳ මිනිස්සෙක් මොකද්ද හොඳ කියන්නේ ඔයාට හොඳ මට පෙන්වන්න බැරි එකක් නේ හරි some people say that they are very straightforward හැබැයි කතා කරන්න දන්නේ නැහැ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉත සමහර අය කියන එයා හොඳයි so හොඳ කියන එක ස්පෙસિෆික් නෑ right do you understand I want to become a neurosurgeon yes specialized in surgery in Sri Lanka or private sector that is what that is specific no ඉතින් ඒ ස්පෙસિෆික් ගතිය ළමයාට දෙන්නේ නැතුව ගෝල් එකක් හදලා වැඩක් නැහැ පොඩි කාලේ ඔවා කියන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින් ડોක්ටර් කී ඉන්නවා වෙලා තියෙන A level කරද්දි තුගේ ඔළුවේ තියෙන්නේ ඒක he doesn't I mean even in your mind same thing hari right measurable so your goal should be measurable now I am going to lose yes we'll say 15 pounds or 10 kilograms yes only them time bound එකක් කියනවා within 3 months කියලා resolution එකක් දාගත්තොත් ඒකේ තියෙනවා මොකද්ද yes measurability බර අඩු කරගන්න මම කොහොම හරි බර අඩු කරගන්න කොහොම හරි බර අඩු කරගන්නවා කොහේ හරි ජිම් එකකට ගිහිල්ලා ඔන්න කියන කතාව ගෝල් එකක් නෙවෙයි නිකම් බොරු පට්ට බොරු people are not aware that they are lying to themselves because they have not been taught දැන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙන්න ඕනේ ඇයි මේ විෂය උගන්වන්නේ කියලා නේ this is very important right so measurable A stands for yes achievable දැන් මෙහෙම දෙයක් තියෙනවා you can argue ඒතර මට achievable එක විතරද මන් දාගන්නේ ගෝල් එකකට ඒතර මම achieve කර පුළුවන් ඒවා කර ඉන්නවා කවදාවත් මං ඉතින් ඉහාට යන්නේ නැහැ නේ that argument is there right that argument is there but it says that what it says that now in my age if I say that I want to become the president of the USA right it is not what achievable no so I should not put that is what they say හැබැයි ඕන්නම් මට ඕනෙම නම් එතනටත් මේ වයසේදීත් යන්න achievable කියලා බැරිද හිතාගන්න මේ හරි අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේකයි එතනදී මම I'm talking a little bit on this smart දැන් අපිට ඕනම දෙයක් හිතුවොත් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? හා? හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. හැබැයි මම ඉක්මනට මේ කියන්නේ right? ඔය බොරු පට්ට බොරු. හිතුවොත් ඕන දෙයක් කරන්න බෑ හිතන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක හරි. හිත හිටිය හැකි. හැබැයි ඕනම දෙයක් කරන්න ඒ ඕනම දෙයක් කරන්න මට්ටමට අපිට ඒක ගැන හිතලා ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණොත් ඕනම දෙයක් කරන තැනට එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක පුළුවන්. ඒකට වැඩ ටිකක් කරන්න ඕන. එතකොට ඔයාගේ ඕනම දෙයක් කියනවා පිණුම් ගහනවා නම් පිණුම් ගන්න. ස්විමින් කරනවා නම් ස්විමින් කරන්න. ගායනය කරනවා නම් ගායනය කරන්න. එතකොට ඔයාට ඒ ටාගට් එකට එන්න පුළුවන් තැනට ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක කරන්න එතනට එන්න පුළුවන් ඕනම දේ කරන මට්ටමට ඔයාට එන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම තමයි මිනිස්සු ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Do you understand what I mean? So that is about achievable. I'm talking critically. ඔයගොල්ලෝ නිකන් ගෙවල් වල කියන කතාවල් පිළිගන්න එපා. Because you are now adults and you are representing the new generation. Gen Z නේද ඔයගොල්ලෝ නැද්ද? හා? You belong to that, right? අර ඒකේ පට්ට ගහන්නේ මම නම් ඔය වචනේ කියන්නත් එච්චර කැමති නෑ because then you are discriminating the younger generation. Yeah, හොඳ නෑ. I don't know. It may be a good word, but I never use that. I treat you as younger generation, that's all. And there can be so many lessons that I can teach from your generation. While I can teach certain lessons to you. එහෙම තමයි සමාජයක් අර හෙල්දි යනවා කියන්නේ ඒකයි නේ. වැඩිහිටියන්ගෙන් ළමයින්ට ළමයින්ගෙන් වැඩිහිටියන්ට. Realistic, right, or relevant to your area, and the other one is time bound. That's very important. No? හරිද මේ smart goal තේරෙනවද ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන කතා? T stands for what? Time bound. I mean time speed. මං කවදා හරි පෝසතෙක් වෙනවා. කවදාවත් එන්නේ. මොකද ඒ කවදාවත් එන්නේ නැහැ. මං කවදා හරි පෝසතෙක් වෙනවා කියන ඒ කවදා කියන වචනේ කවදාවත් එන්නේ නැති නිසා එයා කවදාවත් පෝසතෙක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැමදාම හිත ඉඳලා හැබැයි සුන්දිය කියන්නේ he might be what how do you call fantasizing. අන්න ඒක මරු වැඩි. මම උනාම යා මෙහෙම කරනවා අරම කරනවා මෙහෙම කරනවා. කළා ඇඳෙන් බිමට වැටෙනවා. නිින්ද ගිහිල්ලා දන්නේ නැතුව. Right, so that is all what I want you to understand here. Right. Then smart sustainable development is interconnected and interdependent. Yes. World sustainable development is connected to different areas and yes, interdependent, dependent on other aspects. Global warming exists as a series of compounding crises, right? So number 4, they have put global warming. What do you know about global warming? Yes, the average temperature of the globe is going up due to so many reasons. Deforestation, air pollution, yes, chemical emission. Now these are free from CFC, how do you call CFC? Right, modern electronic appliances are free from CFC, yeah, chlorofluorocarbon. Yes, that's right. So now I can't remember my chemistry. Right, and 7 SDGs in their strategic planning. So these are the things that we are looking at. I don't know why they have put this. So this is an inner picture of the UN assembly room. Yes, can we have a look at this, please? Yes, maybe from your slides. The United Nations is a part of the UN system, which in addition to the UN itself comprises many funds, programs and specialized agencies, which no, agencies, each of which have their own area of work, leadership and budget, right? So just have a look at this principal organs, right? We have General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Secretariat, International Court of Justice, Trusteeship Council. Just have a look at, right? You don't have to master all this, but you should have some general knowledge, sense of, no? Yes, can you have a look at, I don't have to talk about this, just have a look at that, this is important. So these are the main bodies, yes. General Assembly comprising every, every country, member country. Then you have Security Council, no? The 5 big nations and some other 10 or 12 countries that are appointed and work for a given period of time, maybe 3 years or something like that, right? Economic and Social Council, right? Then you have the General Secretariat, Mahalekam Karyalaya. Then you have International Court of Justice and yes, Trusteeship Council. So this is the structure. Just have a look at this, right? And General Assembly, you have UNDP, UNDCF, yes, all these. Yes, UNHCR, that is Human Rights Commission, right? And yes, Security Council is here, right? Economic and Social Council, it's here, right? USAIDs and all those things are coming there. Departments and offices, Secretariat, that's it. So this is the structure of the UN. The මොකද්ද මේ කතා කරන්නේ? Sustainable development, and they are putting sometimes you might lose the but array, the connection between the slides. That's why I'm reminding you. Yes. So while it was organized in the aftermath of the Second World War, more than 3/4 of the century later, questions of effectiveness and efficiency remains as its staff, structure and systems have grown in ways that some might argue are the disappropriate bureaucratically to the results of achievements. So these are some of the main organizations, right, that they have, right, coming under the United Nations umbrella, no? Do you understand? කොහොමද අපේ ලංකාවේ එක තියෙන්නේ? Where do we have the United Nations main office? කොතනද තියෙන්නේ? Yeah, in Tummula Junction. Yeah, just in front of Laksala. Yes, right. And we might be having certain other offices in some other areas, maybe even Kandy. They might be having some what do you call, sub offices. I don't know, they might be. And these are the main organizations. You can have a look at this. But the problem, yes. But the problem is United Nations have also been criticized, yes, of the task that they should be carrying out, no? Now, even if you take this Gaza Strip war, right, there had been certain allegations, there had been certain criticisms level against the role of United Nations in that war, right? Whether the United Nations, the organization is working according to what is expected of them. Because they might also have, it's called, what is the word here? Bureaucracy. What is that? That is the key word, no, here. United Nations have been always, I mean, throughout their functionality, yes, they have been what? Criticized of, no, even if you take Iran-Iraq war, no, then there had been the Soviet Russia. Before you were born, Russia was known, yes, yes, Soviet Union, no? Do you know that? And Soviet Union was collapsed 1990, right? Because before that there was a Cold War. මොකද්ද Cold War කියන්නේ? Yes, there wasn't any such war physically, but there was a big conflict between the two countries. What is that? Soviet Union and USA. Yeah, you have heard of Ronald Reagan? Huh? You haven't heard of him? Who is Ronald Reagan? Ayyo. He was the American president during 80s. And who was the leader of the Soviet Union at that time? Gorbachev. You haven't heard of? Yes, before you were born, right? And they were in conflict. About to have war. So because of that, even the entire world was divided into two. Whether you are going to support the Soviet Union, whether you are going to support the USA. So that's why they are talking that in certain cases UN has not acted as it was expected to do so. They were not contributing to the world peace as it was expected, because the countries who have contributed majorly in money, yes, have had always the control. දැන් ඇමරිකාව සල්ලි දානවා, මේ සෝවියට් යුනියන් එක සල්ලි දානවා, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සල්ලි වලින් තමයි ඔක්කොම ෆන්ක්ෂන් වෙන්නේ ඒ කාලේ. ඒකට ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන විදිහට තමයි ඒ කාලේ ගොඩක් වෙලාට ඒ කාලේ නෙවෙයි අදටත් වෙනවා ඇත්තේ ඒවා තමයි. So that is called what? නිලධාරිවාදය, bureaucracy. Right, do you understand? Do you understand? Now, you all are in a government office. දැන් මං එනවා වැඩක් කරගන්න. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඕන දෙයක් කියන්න පුළුවන් නේ. අද බෑ. යාරයා නෑ. ඒ ක්ලාක් නෑ. පස්සේ එන්න. තව සති දෙකකින් එන්න. You don't work, but you give orders and you work to the rule itself, and you don't deliver anything. You are just there for the sake of what? Salary. And that's called what? Bureaucracy. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලැබිලා තියෙන වරප්‍රසාද වලින් ඔයගොල්ලෝ සේවයක් කරන්නේ මිනිසුන්ව යටපත් කරලා ඉන්නවා. That's what is called what? Bureaucracy. නිලධාරිවාදය. So even in a private office, it can happen. No? There might be certain bosses, there might be certain managers who do not work, right? But what happens? Yes, they make orders and they are for the sake of existence. That's all. Right? So can we have a look at that? So that's why they have been criticized. Who? The UN. Right? The UN එක හැම වෙලාවෙම now you have heard of Iran-Iraq war? Never heard? Iran-Iraq war, That is, you have heard of that. 1980s, no? Then there were so many civil wars and yes, apartheid, that is color discrimination. We talked about Nelson Mandela. Even in Nelson Mandela's case, we don't know how much of contribution that UN made, right? But I know that Nelson Mandela got freedom because most of the other countries were shouting against that, right? That is there. So he was a fortunate man in that way, right? So all what I want you to understand is there are so many criticisms level against the UN, that they are that UN is not working as it is expected to. Yes, can we have a look at this? Any question from this? Yes, online, please ask. So now after I have taught this, if you come across with certain paper article, do you read papers? You read papers manually? No, never. You don't. No, no. Only one person. Only one person. I don't know about you. කවමදාවත් මං කියන්න. ඔගොල්ලෝ දැන් if you are going to replace reading with watching YouTube, you're not going to be successful. 100% I can guarantee. So reading is one thing. Yes. Watching what? YouTube or whatever it is something else. ඔගොල්ලෝ බලන්න මේ ලෝකේ සාර්ථකම මිනිස්සු. Whether it is, I mean, I'm talking about materially, yeah? Materially. මේ spiritually සාර්ථක මිනිස්සුන්ට පත්තරේ ඕනෙත් නැහැ, entertainment ඕනෙත් නැහැ, ධනය ඕනෙත් නැහැ, because their wealth is something else, no? So I'm talking about those who are what? Materially successful. One of their major habits is what? Reading. Physically, yeah, physically in the sense, of course, you have to read physically, right? Not through the, how do you call this one? Windscreen. How to call that? Yes, not windscreen, yes, computer screen. Oh, how do you call that one? You have one word for both this one and that one? How do you call? No, I'm not. Yeah, whether it is social media or device reading. Can we make that term? No, don't go by your device reading. You have to, yes, do it manual reading. That is buying a newspaper or buying a book. පොතුත් නැතුව ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියවලනේ පොත් නැද්ද? නැහැ. දැන් හාල් පොතක් නැහැනේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. right? ඒක නිසා so reading is different. Don't try to replace it with what? ඔයාලට හොඳ දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. You can do an exercise 1 minute, half a minute. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දිගටම මේක කියවලා බලන්න brain එකට වෙන දේ. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ අරක කොටලා බලන්න, ඒක දිහා බලාගෙන ඉඳලා ඒකේ කියන දේවල් බලන්න, ඒක එහෙමද බලන්න. What happens to the brain, right? So this is not that I talk. This is something advocated by many successful people. Yes. So they are giving some piece of history. As World War II was about to end 1945, nations were in ruins and the world wanted peace. Representatives of 50 countries gathered at the United Nations Conference on International Organization, San Francisco, California, from 25th April to 26th, 1945. For the next 2 months, they proceeded to draft and then sign the UN Charter, Prajnapti, which created a new international organization and United Nations, which it was hoped that the that it would prevent another world war like the one they had just lived through. So, what is the main purpose of having the United Nations? Yes, that is to prevent another world war. You know that Einstein once said, he was asked, "Sir, what do you think about the Third World War, right? And what do you expect it to be?" He said, very wisely, "I can't talk about Third World War, but I can talk about Fourth World War, right? People will have to fight with, yes, maybe parts of trees, right, and maybe some stones, because after the Third World War, for you to wage this Fourth World War, there will not be any civilization anymore. Do you understand? හතරවෙනි ලෝක යුද්ධය ගැන තමයි එයා කතා කරන්නේ. That's a very wise response in my opinion, right? Yes. So anything that you want to ask, please do so, right? Yeah. Yes. So these are some of the sustainable development goals that they had in the first and foremost session of what? The UN's gathering. No? So please have a look at this. So these are sustainable development goals of what? The United Nations, right? Founded in 1945 with 51 original member states. This international organization is comprised of 193 today. The UN defines as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromise. This is important. Now, what is sustainable development goals? No, before that, they are looking at what? Sustainable development. Please have a look at this. Second one. Development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. මොකක්ද ඒකේ තේරුම? දරණීය සංවර්ධනය කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? That meets the needs of the present. දැනට ඉන්න මිනිස්සුන්ගේ අවශ්‍යතා සම්පූර්ණ කරනවා. Right? හැබැයි මොකක්ද? Without compromising the ability future generations to meet their ඊළඟට එන්න තියෙන පරම්පරාවල් වලට තමන්ගේ කටයුතු කරගන්න අවහිරයක් නොවන ආකාරය. Do you understand what? So that's called what? Sustainable development. Now we can, as a nation or as a world, we can just pollute this environment and exploit the environment and do yes, massive development for the entire world. No, that a gas කපලා දඩ බඩ ගාලා අපිට ඕන දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? මේ වතුර ගැන හිතන්නේ නැතුව, වාතය ගැන හිතන්නේ නැතුව. So that is what? That is development that meets the needs of present. Okay, but that is what? Without compromising. It is compromising. අපි නැති කරනවා ඊළඟ පරම්පරාවට ඒ විදියට ඉන්න පුළුවන් අවස්ථා. Do you understand? All right. We'll have a what do you call YouTube presentation. So 3 pillars: social progress, economic growth, environmental protection. So there are three areas. First one is what? සමාජීය දියුණුවක් තියෙන්න ඕන, right? Then economic growth, ආර්ථික දියුණුවක් වෘද්ධියක් තියෙන්න. And at the same time what? You have to make sure that you protect the environment, right? So 2030 agenda for people, for planet. So that is some agenda that they have made by the UN, decade of action, right? A blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all people and the world by 2030. That is 2030 agenda. Yes. Can we have a look at this thing by way of a presentation as well? Yes, can we? Yeah. No, there was another one. Yes. It can be viewed in different ways.
Work is a pain in the apps. My files are in this app. My chat's in this app. Projects in that app.
In this video, we'll talk about a set of global goals that aim to create a better and more sustainable future for all, the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. The Sustainable Development Goals were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015. They are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. There are 17 goals in total, each addressing a different area of global development. Let's take a closer look at these goals and understand what they aim to achieve. Goal 1. No poverty. This goal aims to eradicate extreme poverty for all people everywhere by 2030. It involves providing social protection systems and ensuring that all men and women, particularly the poor and vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources. For instance, community development.
Right. Now, something that I have to tell you that they are talking about the United Nations goals, right? We will be talking all this as we proceed. But as an opening to this one, please have a look at this, right? So these are the Sustainable Development Goals created by the UN. The first one is, yes, eradication of poverty. දුප්පත්කම ඒක විශාල ප්‍රශ්නයක්. සමහර අයට තේරෙන්නේ නැති, right? So we'll go one by one, right? Please have a look at that before we study these things.
Projects that create jobs and provide access to basic services can help lift people out of poverty. Goal 2. Zero hunger. This goal aims to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. It focuses on ensuring that everyone has access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food all year round. Sustainable farming practices and food distribution programs are crucial in achieving this goal. By supporting local farmers and reducing food waste, we can ensure that everyone has enough to eat. Goal 3. Good health and well-being. This goal aims to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. It involves improving maternal and child health, reducing diseases, and ensuring access to essential health services. Healthcare initiatives like vaccination campaigns and access to affordable medicines play a vital role in achieving this goal. Goal 4. Quality education. This goal aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Education is the foundation for improving people's lives and sustainable development. Providing quality education helps break the cycle of poverty and empowers people to contribute to their communities and the global economy. Goal 5, Gender Equality. This goal aims to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. It involves ending all forms of discrimination and violence against women and girls, ensuring equal opportunities, and promoting leadership roles for women. Empowering women and girls is essential for economic growth and social development. Programs that support women's education, healthcare, and economic opportunities are key to achieving this goal. Goal 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. This goal aims to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Access to clean water and sanitation is fundamental for health and well-being. Water purification projects and improved sanitation facilities can drastically reduce waterborne diseases and improve the quality of life for millions. Goal 7, Affordable and Clean Energy. This goal aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Transitioning to renewable energy sources is key to combating climate change and promoting sustainable development. Investing in renewable energy like solar and wind power, as well as energy-efficient technologies, helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions and ensures sustainable energy for future generations. Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth. This goal aims to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Creating job opportunities, supporting entrepreneurship, and ensuring labor rights are essential for economic growth and improving living standards. Goal 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. This goal aims to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Investing in infrastructure and innovation boosts economic growth and creates opportunities for everyone. Goal 10, Reduced Inequality. This goal aims to reduce inequality within and among countries. It focuses on ensuring equal opportunities and reducing income disparities. Social inclusion programs and policies that promote equality and justice help create more equitable societies. Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. This goal aims to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Sustainable urban development projects and community initiatives can improve living conditions and make cities more resilient to environmental challenges. Goal 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. This goal aims to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Promoting recycling, reducing waste, and encouraging sustainable products are key to achieving this goal. Goal 13, Climate Action. This goal aims to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Implementing climate action initiatives and investing in renewable energy projects can significantly reduce carbon emissions and mitigate climate change effects. Goal 14, Life Below Water. This goal aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources. Marine conservation projects and sustainable fishing practices help protect ocean ecosystems and ensure their resources are available for future generations. Goal 15, Life on Land. This goal aims to protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, manage forests sustainably, combat desertification, halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Reforestation projects and wildlife conservation efforts are essential to preserving biodiversity and maintaining healthy ecosystems. Goal 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. This goal aims to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Community justice initiatives and governance reforms help build trust and ensure everyone has access to justice and strong institutions. Goal 17, Partnerships for the Goals. This goal aims to strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. International cooperation and partnerships are essential for achieving the SDGs. By working together, we can leverage resources and expertise to create a sustainable future. The SDGs are interconnected and designed to achieve sustainable development in a balanced and integrated manner. By addressing these goals, we can tackle global challenges and create a better future for all. The Sustainable Development Goals represent a shared vision for a better world. By understanding and supporting these goals, you can help create a more sustainable, equitable, and prosperous future for everyone. Thanks for watching.
Right. So
If you
this is-
found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more educational content.
so this is about
Me staring at 23 unread messages, knowing each response will take 10 minutes.
This is about the UN's goals on sustainable development, which our main focus is on. But I want you to listen to something on what is sustainable development as well. Now, before coming to sustainable development goals, right, we should be knowing, yes, what is sustainable development, which we discussed. What is that? Yes, maybe fulfilling the needs of the present generation, yeah, without compromising the future generations' resources and the world that they have to live. We think අපිට කලින් generation එහෙම කරපු නිසා තමයි අපි මේ මට්ටමට ඉන්නේ. හොඳට කළා නම් එහෙමයි, නරකට කරා නම් එහෙමයි. We all know what they have done in a good way and bad way. We all know. So ඕලන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැතිනේ දැන් මේවා මේ නිකන් මේ කියන දේවල් තේරුම් ගන්න පොඩි ලොකු යම් මට්ටමක ලොකු හිතක් තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් ඉතින් එදා වේලා කාලා බීලා ඉන්න මිනිසුන්ට මේවා තේරෙන්නෙත් නැහැනේ. තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. Do you understand what I mean? They don't want. So in a way, that world is this sustainable because of people who have made the contribution to make the world a better place. And we are reminded of that man's song as well, no? Michael Jackson. No? We all have seen it play කරන්න ඕනේ, right? So that's a great message. I don't know much about his other songs, but this is a world hit, and the aesthetic or artistic contribution is also significant. I think people should be having some sort of concern, some sort of wisdom for them to think in this way. හරිද? නැත්නම් ඉතින් ඔය කාලා බීලා මගුල් ගෙදර ගිහලා ජොලි කරලා ඉන්න අයට ඉතින් ඒවා එච්චර තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ටෙලි නාට්‍ය බල්ලා ගෙවල් වල ඉන්න ඒකම කර උඩ පැන ඉන්නවනම් ඉතින් ඒක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. Do you understand? So this needs some kind of, as I told you, wisdom. So that's why you are absorbing it, right? You understand. So the thing is that when the majority becomes like you in the world population, then the tomorrows will be very much ensured for the next generation. If people are clueless about these things, and world is going to be a very dangerous place to live. So in that way, we need to look at what is sustainable development in a different presentation, even though we have discussed a little. Let me check. Yes. What is sustainable? This looks so.
Hi guys! Do you have time for a few quick questions? I see you're having a lot of fun, but do you ever stop and think if what you do is sustainable? And do you know what sustainable development means? Sustainable development is to make the world a better place for everyone now without destroying the possibilities for the next generations. If you wonder if something is sustainable, you can ask yourself, can we do this over and over again forever? Sustainable development means that we need to keep three things in mind at once: social progress, economic development, and climate and environment. First of all, we have to take care of our planet. We have many natural ecosystems that must be in balance in order for us to live here. The climate system is one of them. This system ensures that the temperature is correct and that the atmosphere emits exactly the right amount of solar energy. When we emit harmful greenhouse gases, such as CO2, we clog the atmosphere. This changes the temperatures on Earth, which again affects our development. How we produce and use energy is incredibly important. Oil and coal are examples of energy we may run out of. Water, wind, and sun, however, will always be here. Using the lasting sources of energy that renew themselves is good for the planet and can provide jobs for years to come. Economics. Almost everything we develop, buy, and trade starts with nature. The smarter we use our natural resources and the better systems we create for a fair distribution, the more sustainable we are. One way to contribute to a more uneven distribution is to be more aware of what we buy and how it is produced. A football is a good example. It travels far before it reaches the football players. First, the materials are made. Then, they print the logo somewhere else before a third country sews it all together. One single football sees the whole world before it reaches its goal. This journey ties us together. If we are to win the battle for a sustainable future, we have to play with fair rules that applies to everyone. Social progress. We humans are part of nature, but we're also important resources for the world. Just like water, the forest, and the sun, we have minds that can create the strangest and most creative things. But for us to be the best versions of ourselves, there are certain things that must be in order, like having equal opportunities to education, safety, food, and medicine. This provides greater opportunities for us as human beings, but also for the planet. We just have to think in new ways. These three must work together. That is sustainable development. And there is actually a plan for this. All the countries of the United Nations have agreed on a joint plan for sustainable development. But for the plan to work, we need to cooperate, and we need you to be on board. Are you with us?
Right. So now we saw what are the goals of sustainable development in the earlier one, and this one shows us three important things, and those three important things are here as well. What are they? Sustainable development. Yes, we all know what is it. Yes, fulfilling the needs of this generation and without compromising the future of the coming generations, right? And three things are there. Yes, first one is social progress. අපි සමාජයක් හැටියට ඉස්සරහට යන්න ඕනේ. Maybe our cultures shall uprise, right? Maybe medical facilities shall be yes, increased, promoted. And on the other way, yes, second part is what? Economic growth. ඉතින් දැන් සස්ටේනබල් ඩිවලොප්මන්ට් එකක් තියෙන්න ඉකොනොමික් ඩිවලොප්මන්ට් ඕනේ. අපිට මුකුන් මුකුත් නැතුව අත බැඳගෙන ඉන්න බෑ. So there should be some what? Economic development. ආර්ථික වෘද්ධියක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Then the third one is what? Protecting the environment. Can you see that these three should go hand in hand? What is that? Social progress. හරිද? The other one, economic growth. The other one, what? Environmental protection. දැන් මිනිස්සු ජනගහනය වැඩි වෙනකොට මිනිස්සු කැලෑපද ප්‍රදේශවලට යනවා. හරිද? Do you understand? එතන ගිහිල්ලා කැලෑපද ප්‍රදේශවලට ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නකොට ඒ මිනිසුන්ට මොකද්ද? ඉස්පිරිතාලයක් හදන්න ඕනේ එතන. So there must be a part of the jungle that you are cutting down the trees. So it does not mean that what? That you are polluting the environment. What is? There are three things go in hand in hand. What is that? Social progress. ඉතින් ඉස්පිරිතාලයක් හදන්න ඕනේ. Right? Then the second one, economic growth. Environmental protection. On the other hand, we should protect the එතකොට එතන කැලේ කැපුවා නම් ඒ වෙනුවට වෙන තැනක හිටවන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒව ආණ්ඩුවෙන් සහ මිනිස්සු එකතු වෙලා ගන්න ඕන තීරණ. Do you understand? ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැති මේ රටකට මේ ලෝකෙට නිකන් ඉගැන් මේ ගහ ගන්න මිනිස්සු ආද කරන මිනිස්සු නෙමෙයි ඕනේ. දැන් මේ වගේ දෙයකට ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරලා do you understand some consensus, some agreements shall be entered into, but human mind is such that they don't want this kind of contribution collectively. They want conflicts. Some people want conflicts, right? So there is a now when some part of the world is towards this one and there are certain other parts who want this to be disrupted. That is for their survival, right? Do you understand? So that is there. These forces are there. So likewise, I want you to understand this one. Yes. So these are some of the goals, right? Yes, these are the 8 goals that they want us to study. Eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Very clear. These are sustainable development goals. Achieve universal primary education. Right? Promote gender equality and empower women. We heard it, right? Reduce child mortality. මොකක්ද? ළමා නැත්නම් ලදරු උපත් මරණ අනුපාතයක අඩු කිරීම. Improve maternal health. මාතෘ මොකක්ද මේ සෞඛ්‍ය වැඩි දියුණු කිරීම. Combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other diseases. That's very obvious, right? Ensure environmental sustainability. Global partnership for development. So these are the 8 sustainable development goals that have been agreed upon by the United Nations. Can I come again? This is about poverty. දුප්පත්කම්. This is about what? ප්‍රාථමික අධ්‍යාපන, universal primary education. That there are certain boys and girls who have been deprived of even the first year kindergarten education. අපිට හිතා ගන්නවත් බෑනේ. Think of a situation that you have if you were deprived of your school education in full. What type of a person you would be? ඊට වැඩි සාර්ථක වෙයිද? I don't know. ඕලේ වෙයිද අම්මා කොහොම ඉඳීද මම කොච්චර සාර්ථක මිනිසෙක් වෙයිද කියලා. You have to compare yourself with those who have never been. හැබැයි අපි ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ හිතන්නේ මොන මල කරදරයක්ද බම් මේක කියලා හිතනවා අපිට. අර PT period එක ඇරුණාම. That we loved something, no? Right? And the extracurricular activities which we enjoyed. ඒක මේ අර සිලබස් වල තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්නයක් මිසක් අධ්‍යාපනයේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙමෙයි. Now if you take a country like New Zealand, country like Finland, these girls and boys, they want to go to school. Because they love to go there. Other than the climate problems that they always have, they love to go because they enjoy education there, right? So that is what they have mentioned here, primary education. So if even primary education is not there, you can understand the caliber of people. So we can't talk like this. You can't talk something high. So then sex basic you don't have. Even primary education is not received, right? Now you have heard of this girl, now she is not a girl, she is a model, Waris Diary. Yes, one person has heard of. You haven't heard of? My goodness. She is a model in, USA now, no? She is USA and she was born in Somalia. Yeah, Somalia, and you know, the girls, especially the girls, have to undergo the unfortunate situation in most of the African countries that girls have to undergo very unfortunate situation. So that there is a book written by her, or else someone else has written. Desert Flower. And Sinhala translation is also available, Kantare Kusum. And the film is also available. Right? Film is lovely. We can show you some. So imagine that you were deprived of your primary education. Do you understand? Only grade 5 it does not mean that everybody can become a successful man, right? So that is about what? Primary education, no? Some people have not heard of even Waris Diary. She is a model, no? Let me show you Desert Flower. Yeah, this full movie is available. I don't know, at that time there wasn't a full movie. My goodness, that full movie is available. You're lucky. You can see. මේකෙන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන් ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ ලෝකයේ තියෙනවා ප්‍රදේශ boys and girls, they don't have even the primary education. So that's why they have a goal as what? Ensure primary education for all. So we'll play Desert Flower for a minute. Trailer gamune, yeah. Is this the trailer? Yeah. So Sinhala book is also good, right?
Look at you. You're a top model. Everybody adores.
She became a model, and that is the story that she reveals in her book. That is called, if I'm not mistaken, that is an autobiography. What do you mean by autobiography? You write your own biography. Swayang Likita Charita Apadane. If I'm not mistaken, this is an autobiography, right? Yeah. So we'll have a look at this.
So tell me how you got discovered.
Somalia.
One night, yeah? It's fine, she's my sister.
Oh, she's being sold. She's being sold.
Your sister can stay for one night only. Mama.
The room was
always looking for new faces. Take my card, please.
Why do we want to be a model then?
Being model is better than being cleaning lady.
Can you walk?
Yes, I walk a long way to Mogadishu.
Oh, no, that's hideous, hideous, hideous. Take them off.
If we get this right, change your life.
They want me to go to the big fashion shows. It's lots of money.
Yeah! No. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. You'll be deported.
A respectable woman does not do that.
Hi, let's dance.
Only a cut woman is a good woman.
Sorry, what cut?
They did not do it to you? I don't want to do any more of these nomad girl to top model stories.
Tell me about the day that changed your life.
When I was a child, I said I do not want to be a woman. Why, when it is so painful? Let us try and change what that means to be a woman.
So you can see how much of suffering involved in her life, no? So ඔගොල්ලෝ මේ වගේ ඔගොල්ලෝ මේ වගේ කලා නිර්මාණ ආශ්‍රය කරොත් තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ ලෝකෙ ගැන දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් ඉතින් කාලා බින මැරිලා යනවා එච්චර තමයි. අපේ දිහා බලාගෙන අපේ දේශපාලඥයෝ දිහා බලාගෙන අපේ වැඩි කරන IT පොඩ්ඩක් කරගෙන නේ ඔය දැන්න මොකක් හරි මේකක් ගහලා කසාදයක් බැඳගෙන ළමයි හදලා ඉතින් that's it. Some people think that you are born for that purpose. But education is not for that, right? You have to understand that. And this is, we discussed primary education. So promote gender equality, no? In some way, males are discriminated. In many ways, females are discriminated. Venas kamakata bhajane karana. Eka nathi karanna ඕනේ, right? Reduce child mortality. සමහර ළමයි පොඩි කාලෙදිම මැරෙනවා. Malnutrition and no enough medicine, no enough health facilities. So reduce that. Then you have maternal health. නේ අම්මා සනීපෙන් හිටියොත් තමයි ඊළඟ පරම්පරාව නිරෝගීමත් වෙන්නේ. So ensure that. Then AIDS, you know, HIV combat, right? I don't have to talk about HIV to you, no? You are well aware of that, right? ඒවා the මිනිස්සු දැන් දැනුවත් වෙලා තියෙන because of this awareness programs, no? Do you understand? So that is important. Then ensure environmental sustainability, that we all know. Then partnership for development. Yes, many partnerships from the different parts of the world, right? So this is the area that we are going to study a little, and it is clear that we are looking at the sustainable goals in development, right? And we started with what is sustainability, then what is sustainable development, then what are sustainable development goals advocated by the United Nations, right? We'll take a break and come back. It's 5, right? Okay. Okay, online, can you hear me? Yes, online people, can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Online, yeah, thank you, thank you. So we have been talking about these sustainable development goals, right? Yes. So can we have a look at these development goals from 1 to 4, right? Eradicate, silence please. Eradicate extreme poverty for all people wherever currently measured as living less than $1.25. රුපියල් 500ක් වගේ. You mean this one? Can you see that? Can you? Oh, these are not letters. Now, clear? Right. So these are some of the things that you have to understand, right? End hunger and ensure access by all people to safe, nutritious and sufficient food for all. Well understood, right? අපිට කන්න නැතුව හිටියොත් අපිට තේරෙයි මේවා. හරිද? එතකොට අපිට මේ දුප්පත් වෙලා රුපියල් 500ක්වත් දවසට නැති වැඩි හිටියෙක් වුණොත් ඕගොල්ලන්ට නම් ඇති, right? ඕගොල්ලන්ටත් මදිද මන් දන්නේ, right? So I mean that's a very, you can't survive, you know. Some people have committed suicide because they are of deep poverty, suffering from deep poverty, that they have taken their own lives. We can't imagine. Some people have taken their lives because they were in utmost hunger. Now, for the reason that someone is taking his or her life, we always attribute it to love affair. There are so many reasons about this stupid romance that people commit suicide, right? So now, love affairs have never been addressed in the US forum, right? But some people have taken their life because of this. Because of what? They could not tolerate their own pain. They were suffering from what? Physical illness. Some people have taken their life because they were in what? Mental pain. Yes, now mental pain is not always because of romance, right? Mental pain may be because of some of the genetic, what? Genetic psychological disorder. So, දන්නවනේ schizophrenia, right? You must have heard of it. So schizophrenia sometimes may be generated from genes. So if I and you get it, right, we might take our own life. There is no romance at all. අපිට මතක් වෙන්නේ වෙන දේවල් as far as suicide is concerned. But there are so many people who have taken their life. Some people have taken their own life because they could not settle their loans. That we all know, right? මොනවාද ගොවි ණය බේරගන්න බැරුව. Do you understand? So that's why they have addressed all these things, right? So, and AIDS, no? AIDS, tuberculosis, TB, malaria and neglected tropical diseases, and combat hepatitis, waterborne diseases and other communicable diseases. So AIDS is a very dangerous, what do you call, menace, right? And ensure equal access for all women and men, affordable and equality, technical, vocational and tertiary education, including university. So these are some of the areas that 1 to 4 is looking at, no? Right? Now AIDS is something very dangerous, no? I can show you something. It's a big episode, but you can have a look at this, how pathetic the situation is, no? So that's why UN have shown their concern. I don't know whether it will come. This is how I remember that, right? There you are. Yes, not the one that I want. That girl is there, but so how this is the girl, but I want another, I mean, different episode. I don't know whether it will come or not, right? I can't remember. This is, no, sorry. It may be you have to search in different way. So I mean, you should watch that. That's why I'm taking maybe 1 or 2 minutes whether I can approach that, right? But for some reason it's not coming. Maybe they have taken it out, I would say. Yeah. You know the case. Okay. Thank you very much. Is Shamali? I don't know. You always get something else, no? Because මොකද්ද මේ වාසනාව කියලා එක එන්නේ නේ. That's the thing. She's here. Oh, I don't know. The episode that I want you to have is not there. Anyway, I will run a little bit of this for you to show how yes, what you say is correct. Girl is there. Her name might be Shamali. It should not take much time, right?
මිනිස්සුන්ට වෙන ප්‍රශ්නවලදී තමන්ගේ වෘත්තීමය ජීවිතයේදී ඊටම අත්දැකීම් බහුල මනෝවිද්‍ය උපදේශිකා තිලිනි විජේසූරිය මහත්මිය. අයබෝවන් ඔබතුමිය.
මගේ ශක්තිය මගේ ආයතනය.
ඒ කියන්නේ එක පැත්තකින් කියනවා නම් සුන්දර හිනාවෙන් හංගගෙන ඉන්නේ ටිකක් අසුන්දර අමිහිරි අත්දැකීමක්. නමුත් ඔබ ඊටම ශක්තිමත් ඒ දෙයට සාර්ථකව මුහුණ දෙන්න. එතකොට වාසනාව මට කියන්න දැන් ඔබ කිව්වා ඔව් HIV ආසාදිතෙක්. නමුත් කොතනද වැරදුනේ? ඇයි එහෙම වෙන්න හේතුව කියලා ඔබ හිතන්නේ?
මං හිතනවා මට දෙමව්පියෝ මං හිතන්නේ මගේ කුඩා කාලේ මං ජීවිතේට එළියට එද්දි මගේ අම්මා කියන කෙනා දැක්කේ නැහැ. එකක් ඒක. මගේ තාත්තා මට ජීවිතේ මං දන්නේ නැහැ අනිත් දරුවන්ට කොහොමද කියලා මට මං ඉල්ලන දේ මට දැන් දුන්නා මගේ තාත්තා. මං හිතනවා ඒකත් වැරද්දක්. අනිත් එක අම්මයි තාත්තයි දෙන්නම හිතපු නැති වෙලාවක මට නැති වුණා. අම්මා දැකලා නැහැ. තාත්තා මගේ ජීවිතේ මට අවශ්‍යම කාලේ නැති වුණා. එතනින් එහාට බාප්පා සහ පුංචි ළඟ මං ඇත්තටම හිතුවේ ඒගොල්ලන් මට රැකවරණය දෙද්දි ඒක මට කරදරයක්. මොකද මම බලාපොරොත්තුනේ ගෙදර මගේ තාත්තා ළඟ හිටපු ජීවිතේ. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා මගේ තාත්තට තිබ්බ මං කොහොමද ගෑනු ළමෙක් විදිහට එළියට ගිහින් ජීවත් වෙන්නේ කියලා කියලා දෙන්න. ඒක දැනගනිද්දී මම පරක්කු වැඩි. ඒක මම දැනගත්තේ මටත් මගේ ජීවිතේට මගේ දුව ආවට පස්සේ මං අම්මා කෙනෙක් විදිහට කොහොමද ඉන්න ඕනේ කියන එක මං තේරුම් ගත්තේ මගේ දුව නිසා.
ඔව් ඇත්තටම අපි හැම දෙයක් ගැනම කතා කරන්න සූදානම්. මොකද ඔබේ ජීවිතයෙන් කාන්තාවකට ගන්න ඇත්තටම ආදර්ශ බොහොමයක් තිබෙනවා. ඔබව දැක්කම මට
So the episode that I want you to go through is not available now. I'm sorry. All what I want you to understand the importance of these goals, right? That's why I should, right? From 5 to 8. Eliminate all harmful practices such as child early and forced marriage and female genital mutilation. That's what Waris diary. shows us, no? Charma Vichedane, right? Achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. For Sri Lankan, yes, some of the Sri Lankans might understand the importance of this, but we enjoy the pipe-borne water. It's a matter of just what? Pressing the water requirement for us to have it. That's all, right? Pressing the button or whatever it is, yes, rotating the tap, that's all, right? But there are so many people, even in Sri Lanka, they don't have the access to, yes, even to drinking water, right? Double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency. Now this power, I would say, energy deficiency or energy need has become a very profound problem in the modern world, right? We need energy, right? And even for automobiles, even for what? Machinery, right? Everything that we need, yes. Now, when you look at the surrounding of this classroom, how much of energy is being used here, no? Have we ever thought of this is energy, this is energy, this is energy? Other than few of us, everything is an energy, other than the material things here, like walls and maybe roof and the frames here, right? Metal frames. Other than that, everything is energy, no? Energy tamai kiyala. Yes, that is I am talking of. That is when you look at everything from the absolute truth. Yes, everything is energy. But I am talking about energy generated either by hydropower or petroleum or whatever it is. It is full of energy. Think of that energy is not here, and then no point of you and I are staying here, no? Because I can't teach, you can't learn. It is because of energy everything happens in modern world, right? So this is important, energy efficiency. Sustainability reduce the proportion of youth not in employment, education or training. Substantially reduce the proportion of youth, yes, not in employment, education or training. So there are some set of people, yes, especially youth, no, they are into neither employment, no education, no training. Have you seen that kind of people? They are the people who will become what? Most probably they are the people who will become drug addicts, because they don't have anything to do, no? When you are occupied, I am talking about this, not I am, they are talking about what? Youth, right? So when it comes to the youth, the mind has to be occupied, no? Where it can be occupied? Either in employment or in education or in what? Training. The ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මුකුත් නැත්තම් ගෙදර නිකම්ම ඉඳන් ඉන්නේ. Of course your meals are provided in this age. මොකද නිකන් හිතලා බලන්න. Education නැහැ. Employment නැහැ. Training නැහැ. මුකුත් නැහැ. මොකද ඔය අරක කොට ඉඳි එක තියනවා නම් ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට යාළුවෝ ඉතින් ඉන්නවා නම් අයිස් පාරක් ගහන්නේ ඇයි? Because mind is not what? Occupied, no? So that is what it is needed. It does not mean that who are employed and in education or training will not go into ICE. There is a chance, no? There are some people who are in employment must have tested ICE, no? We don't know. But when the mind is occupied, no? Then ඔගොල්ලෝ pension ගියාමත් retire වුණාමත් ආයෙ එන්නේ මේ වයස තමයි. Do you understand that? හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ කරන්න දෙයක් නැතුව යනවා. එතකොට දැන් ලයිෆ් ප්ලෑනින් කියන්නේ ඒවට තමයි ඒවා උගන්වන්නේ. අපේ ඉස්කෝලේ මොකක්වත් උගන්වන්නේ. Now දැන් මේ වයස වගේම තමයි 60 පෙන්නාමත්. ඒ කාලෙත් ලස්සනට ඉන්න ඕනේද නැද්ද? ඉන්න ඕනේනේ. උගන්නනවද ඒව? කොහොමද උගන්නන්නේ නැහැ. This is what they want you to be. ඒ කාලේ ඉන්න නම් මේ කාලේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැන් ඉන්න කාලේ ලස්සනට ඉන්න ඕනේ. You test all these drug addicts. I have done a small research. The people who are in their 50s look like as if they are in 75, late 70s. They are hacked because this is not there. Right? ගොඩක් අය ඔය සාමාන්‍ය casual රස්සාවල්නේ කරන්නේ. Almost all the drug addicts, they don't have proper education. Exceptions are there. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැන් මතක ගන්න අපේ ගෙවල් ළඟ ඉන්න double PhD කුළුකාරයෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. I have to accept that, right? But I'm talking in terms of the majority, right? So that's why they highlight this. So unoccupied mind is what? It's vulnerable to go into bad practices. Do you understand, right? Any question from the 5 to 8? Then you have, yes, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production. අපේ presentation එකේ මේ ටික තිබුණේ නැහැ නේ, right? So I don't know whether it was there or not, right? Industry innovation and infrastructure. What is that? අලුත් industries එන්න ඕනේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට අවශ්‍ය කරන මොනවද? Infrastructure is what? What are infrastructure? If you call education an industry, OCB is here. The OCB එක ගහනවා මේ ආයතනෙට ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරපු අය මේක ගැහුවට. Now what are the infrastructure? What are the infrastructure? ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ පැත්ත පලාතර එනවද ලයිට් නැත්තම්? වතුර නැත්තම් එනවද? එන්න වාහන නැත්තම් එනවද? road network නැත්තම් එනවද? So those are what? Infrastructure. So for the reason that I am a good businessman and I can give number of employment opportunities, if the infrastructure යටිතල පහසුකම් නැත්තම් ඉතින් මං කොහෙද සල්ලි ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්නේ? මම වෙන රටකට යනවා. Do you understand? I might go to some other country. That's why so many remote areas here in Sri Lanka cannot be developed because infrastructure is not enough. They ali ගහනවා. හරි ගම් වතුර එනවා. right සමහර cities තියෙනවා හයියෙන් කෙල පාරක් ඇහුවත් ගම් වතුර. Because the town planning is such beautiful, such profound. That's the thing. So when the infrastructures are not in place, people will not come for this thing. What do you call investment? No, facilitate orderly, safe. Sustainable cities and communities. City planning. අපේ රටේ එහෙම තියෙනවද? Yes, sustainable cities and yes, communication. How unorganized is Colombo city? No, now we all know about Colombo. It is not organized. Maybe some parts are. Now you go to Nuwara and see මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Now during our childhood, maybe your babyhood, right? Yes, it was a beautiful city. Right, for you to go and see. And other goes මොකද? දැකින තැන්වල concrete ගාලා මේ උඩට. So no town planning. Thereby what happens is we are losing our foreign income as well. Because now if it is otherwise, we could have jolly well sold the tourism. People love to come and see those cities. Even we love, no? To go there. අපිට නුවරඑළිය ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. We are, I don't know, someone from නුවරඑළිය or close to නුවරඑළිය. But we from the low country, we love to go up country and have a stay there, no? So we don't like to see this concrete mansions. We don't want. We want the scenic beauty. Now scenic beauty is blocked. There you are. Politicians surely must have got involved. Without political intervention, you can't do that. Gimmicks. Yeah. So town planning mehe naha. Somewhat I don't know whether I'm correct or wrong. Kagalla and Mavanalla little organized. I don't know, I'm subject to correction. Because they have this bypass. Even Kagalla has bypass. And even Mavanalla has from this side bypass, right? So they are to a certain extent, not that, yes, superbly, in a super way they are planned. But I have been there, I have stayed there for a couple of months. So I felt the difference there. So responsible consumption and production. What is that? Responsible, yes, consumption kya? Yes, you are taught, yes, to, yes, consume things responsibly. සමහර ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලා ඇති ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉස්කෝලේත් ඉන්න කිරි පැකට් එක එනවා කාලක් බීලා විසි කරලා වායි ගන්න. ඒක තමයි පෙරේතකම කියන්නේ. ඒක තමයි නැහැදිච්චකම කියන්නේ. නැත්තම් ළමෙක් කිරි පැකට් 10ක් බිව්වට ඒක පෙරේතකමද බඩගින්නට. බඩගින්නට you feel like drinking. So give him. Give her. හැබැයි පොඩ්ඩක් කරගෙන විසි කරලා ආයි ගන්න අය දැකලා ඇතිනේ. If they are not mentally ill, if they are not mentally ill, that's very bad behavior. Some people might do the practice because they are out of the order, right? So we have to forgive them, right? So consumption and production, responsible. So I took, even in this government office, yes, we see everywhere, every switch is on. In vain, no use at all. So this is irresponsible consumption. And irresponsible production is also that waste is maximized there, right? So thereby we are doing what? We are depriving the resources that otherwise could have been used by our future generations. So that is not sustainable development at all. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So any question up to this, please? Yes, online. Yes, climate action, life below water, life on land. Yes. Can we ask you to go through, please? Yeah. Please have a look at this because I have spoken enough. So I think you can understand by yourself these four. So minimize, I would take this one, life below water, minimize and address the impacts of ocean acidification, including through enhanced scientific cooperation at all levels. No? So there is a concern for underwater life as well, because even though we don't give enough consideration for that, yes, that is underwater life, there could be so many repercussions if we don't give enough concern for that. Maybe, yes, sometimes tsunami might have striken because of those less concern. I don't know, right? But this life under the water shall also be protected. මේකේ ලෝකේ තියෙන එක විදියක් තියෙනවා නේ ඉතින්. ඒක disturb කරොත්. Yes? If you disturb here, the repercussion might be causing somewhere else, but that hazard will take place there. So the entire world is responsible collectively for these things. Do you understand? So that is the importance of yes, having knowledge of these elements and to practice sustainable development. Please have a look at this. Right, any question from this slide, please? Right, can we move? Right? Right. So developed countries to fully implement their official development assistance commitments, enhance North, South, South, South and triangular regional and international cooperation and access to science, technology, encourage the promote effective public-private civil society partnerships. So that is Sustainable Development Goal 17. So this is about the partnerships and collectivism. අපි මං අර කිව්වේ සාමූහිකව මේ වැඩේ කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක. So right, key principles to consider: interconnected, interdependent, compounding crisis, cross-cutting themes, stakeholder partnerships. That's enough, right? Yes. So this is at last in the world of business. This is where our concern is, no? Right? The world of business, broadly defined, adapting to changing markets and environments, has long been billed as a key to success and survival. In other words, business activities, economic activities is a key to both survival and success, no? Without business, without economic activities, this world can't move any further. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ මේ economic activities ටික ඔක්කොම නතර කරා කියලා, then we might have to go to barter system, no? I give my yes, paddy harvest to you and you give your cow's milk to me. Can you even imagine? Now that system will not exist. So we need to make sure that this business activities, economic activities are ongoing. If we take this same notion of adaptation to the climate crisis, how does responsible business, there you are. Now doing business is mandatory. But at the same time we can't forget about what? Concern for our environmental aspects, because it is what? It is the world that we live. ඒක හරියට මෙන්න මේ වගේ. ඔයාලට තේරෙන්නේ නැත්තම්. දැන් ශරීරයක් එක්කනේ අපි ඉන්නේ. දැන් අපි වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ නේ. මොනවද? ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ, බිස්නස් කරන්න ඕනේ, රැකියාව කරන්න ඕනේ, කසාද බඳින්න ඕනේ, එහෙම යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ අතරතුරේම සෞඛ්‍ය රැකගත්තේ නැත්තම් බඩු ඉවරයි. තේරෙන්නේ වගේ තමයි. අපි economic activities ඔක්කොම කරන්න ඕනේ. ලෝකෙත් පවතින්නේ ඒක නිසා, right? We have to do business, but if you lose the concern for what? Environmental aspects, then that is the end of the story. Do you understand? Some people are not concerned about their body, no? Do you understand? Do you know that? So it is just like that the world only focuses on the economic growth, just disregarding what? Disregarding the health aspect. Some people are only to the health aspect. They don't do any work. It is just like that you yes, go for extreme how do you call, it's just like that you are going for extreme green effect. මුකුත් කාලය කපන්න බෑ මුකුත් කරන්න බෑ මේ තියෙන විදියටම එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. You have to do, yes, you might have to do some deforestation, but make sure that it does not cause, right? You understand? Some people ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලාද? සමහර මිනිස්සු ඉන්නවා කාර් එක ගැන තමයි සැලකිල්ල. මේ කාර් එකට සැලකනවා මේව කරනවා කොහේ හරි ගිහිල්ලා આવොත් හොඳයි අපි නෑ කියන්නේ. ශරීරය ගැන ඔය මොන හරි ප්ලේන් ටිකක් ගහලා හොඳට සීනි දාලා ප්ලේන් ටිකක් ගහලා මොන හරි ජරාවක් කාලා මේ ස්නැක් එකක් කාලා කාර් එක හොදන. මෙහි ශරීරේ කුණු වෙනවා. Do you understand? අර කාර් එක බලා ගන්න. කාර් එක බලා ගන්න එක හොඳයි. So do you understand? Both the concerns have to be there. That's all what I want you to understand. Can you have a look at this, please? That is our last slide, I hope. So how does responsible business become successful as the planetary conditions continue to become more volatile and unexpected? What approaches are necessary and which no longer work for business to enact sustainable solutions for the summer problem, right? So that's for your reflection. කල්පනාවට ගැනීමට දේවල්. Yes. We'll have a look at this Agenda 2030. That is an agenda by the UN, right? Sorry.
Agenda 2030. What is it really? A grand plan to save the planet, end poverty, and create a fair and equal world for all? Or is it just another carefully packaged strategy to centralize power? Agenda 2030 didn't appear out of thin air. It's been in the planning for decades. Back in 1992, there was Agenda 21, launched at the Earth Summit in Rio. That was the warm-up act. Fast forward and in 2015, they rebranded it as Agenda 2030 with its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? But what do these goals actually mean for you? They promise to end poverty, reduce hunger, and save the environment. Yet somehow, you owning nothing and eating insects ends up in the fine print. These plans cover everything: food systems, digital IDs, smart cities, vaccine passports, and even how much energy you can use. Critics say it's less about saving the planet and more about controlling the people. After all, who wouldn't want their dinner choice dictated by their personal carbon allowance? But here's what they don't often tell you. Agenda 2030 goals are not legally binding, but governments adopt them anyway. The WEF, WHO, and big tech push these plans globally with no public vote. Targets sound harmless until you realize they include digital tracking and reduced personal freedoms, all under sustainability. The same billionaires telling you to reduce meat, fly to meetings in private jets. Really? And let's not forget their favorite slogan: you will own nothing and be happy. Someone has got to own it, it just won't be you. So, is Agenda 2030 the path to global salvation or a blueprint for digital feudalism? Maybe it's a bit of both. Either way, remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably comes with a carbon tax. Stay awake, stay aware, and keep that British sarcasm sharp. It might be the only free thing left soon. Question everything always, Flat Earth Files. All done for entertainment purposes only, wink wink. Like, share, subscribe.
Right. So that is an agenda by the UN to ensure that these goals are achieved. No, simple as that. So that's why I played it. With that, we have come to the end of that lesson, right? Right. So can we move on to the next one? That is something very important. Now, why we have taken a note on this topic, that is sustainable development and sustainable development goals, is now clear, no? As a responsible business people, we have to make sure that we also align with these worldly recognized agendas, right? And worldly recognized goals, right? Yes. So what do you mean by the word corporate CSR? What is it? You have heard of? What is it? Give me 1 second. Now, this topic can be easily connected to the earlier topic. That is what sustainable development. Now you can see the link. A link එක පෙන්වන්න තමයි lecture එක යුතුයකම නේ. Otherwise you might see this as detached. අරකින් මේක ඉවරයි, ඒකෙන් මේක ඉවරයි, එහෙම එකක් නැහැ. These are all interlinked. Sorry.
You have to do something for the society or for the other stakeholders that interested in, like, you know, maybe charity work from the company.
Yeah.
Somehow we have to contribute to the, I don't know, something like that. Your development projects.
Yeah. How do you put that in a different way? Different in the sense she touched the topic to a certain extent. Now, who are our stakeholders? We all know. If we are a business, who are the stakeholders? Our customers. Yeah, first and foremost, our shareholders, customers, creditors, employees, government at large, right? You understand that there could be certain set of people, majority, they might not be our stakeholders as such. Now, if you take, OCB, right? Those who are not into education, right? May not be stakeholders in OCB, no? හරි මේක shareholders ලයි මේ creditors ලයි ඕගොල්ලොයි මමයි ඒ ටිකයි government එක ඇරුණාම the rest of the people who don't have any education, they soon after their A levels they are employed, fully employed full time. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට OCB වැඩක් නැහැ. OCB එකට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ වැඩකුත් නැහැ. But still OCB has some what? Corporate social responsibility, those who are not even stakeholders. Stakeholders, I think we all know that OCB and all the other business will have to take care of the stakeholder. නැත්තම් වැඩේ ඉවරයි. දන්නවනේ corporate governance කියන්නේ ඒක තමයි අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ. To keep the relationship with the stakeholders is what? Corporate governance. දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට හරියට සැලකුවේ නැත්තම් OCB ඕගොල්ලෝ එනවා මේ පැත්ත පළාත. එන්නේ නැතු විතරක් නෙමෙයි දන්න අයටත් කියනවා පැත්ත පළාතක යන්නේ කියලා. ඒක එකක් තමයි ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඔය කේක් දීලා මේ තේ එකක් දෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් they are not under obligation, no? Do you understand? They are not under obligation. ඕන තරම් බීලානේ. But they have a concern. ඒක බොනවද නැද්ද කියන එක ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ වැඩක්. I have spoken on that. That's their courtesy. They can't order all the healthy food and keep it available for you. No. Do you understand? So they show their concern. Do you understand? Have you come across with any place that offer tea and cake during the break? I don't know whether if you have been to any other organization, institute. Every day? Which faculty we are talking about? Yeah. Which faculty? Yeah. They don't have IT faculty, it's management faculty. See, a science faculty. Yeah. That's my faculty. That's why I asked. There isn't any. Huh? But that is an exceptional. That is showing they might have allocated some budget for that. කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඕනනම් කර දෙහැකි. You understand what he, if that piece of information is correct, of course, that's correct. Yeah. That is showing your concern towards what? Towards the stakeholders. No, you are a student there, so you have paid for that. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒකට ඕගොල්ලෝ කේක් කාපු අරගෙන අර බීම මේ මොනවාද අරගෙන විසිකන කානුවට පුෂ් ගාලා. Now that is what? They don't have the corporate social responsibility. They don't care about those who get affected by their bad behavior. That is not directly towards the stakeholders, right? All right. So this is what we are going to discuss here. Corporate social responsibility, triple bottom line framework. That's a theoretical part, right? Environmental social governance framework. It's again some theoretical aspect to what? The practice of corporate social responsibility. Do you understand? Right. Oh. Yes. The social responsibility of business is to its shareholders, the business of its business. The social responsibility of business is to increase its profit. So that is the social responsibility. That is 1970 definition. Nah? Do you understand? As long as business complies with society's laws and regulation for the business, they are only responsible. මේ පේනවාද මේ මුල් කාලීන අර්ථ දැක්වීම. මේක තේරෙනවද? Yes, online people. Can you see this? They have social responsibility towards what? Shareholders. This is talked in 1970s. Now the picture is different. Huh? The core points: as long as business complies with society's laws and regulations for business, their only responsibility is to act in the best interest of Dhyan. ඒ කාලේ කිව්වේ social responsibilities only towards the shareholders. So you come and invest in our business. I am the management. I have to look after your interest. ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳට dividends ගෙවපල්ලා ඔච්චරයි. හොඳට හම්බු කළා හොඳට dividends ගෙවපල්ලා. Now the picture is different, right? Do you understand? Business aren't elected and managers aren't trained to decide what the society is. අන්න පුතේ මෙන්න තියෙන අලුත් බඩු. Definitions and arguments. Others. කියවන්න හොඳට. ආලා මගෙන් අහන්න මොනවා හරි දෙයක් තියෙනවනේ. Yes, you wanted to become in this thing, no? I'm sorry. Here, look at this. Corporate social was earlier. The earlier person said, but it is only towards the stakeholders. දැන් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Corporate social responsibility is concerned with the ways in which an organization exceeds the minimum obligations to stakeholders specified through regulation and corporate governance. නීතියෙන් කියලා තියෙන විදිහට අපේ stakeholders ලට සැලකීමෙන් එහා තියෙන දේවල් මොනවද? Corporate social responsibility. We are in a business and we all know who are our stakeholders. We look after them. For the new year, we have decided to organize a eye camp, or maybe blood donation, or maybe medical camp. That is not only for our stakeholders, that is for the entire community. So we go to a remote area, there we can have our banners. OCB ආම ගහලා ඒක promote කරගන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. That's again you are gaining the popularity. That's all right. right? But you have to make sure that you give something to the society, no? You understand? So this is, you are not under obligation, legal obligation. නීතියෙන් බැඳිලා නැති දේවල් කරන්න. Are you under legal obligation for you to organize a medical camp? No. Are you under legal obligation to pay salaries at the end of the month? You are. So that is not your social responsibility corporate සේවකයන්ට ගෙවන පඩිනඩි, because that is anyway you are under legal obligation. Do you understand? Can we move on to this semantic aside? If corporations are to formulate and implement strategies in turbulent environments, theories of strategy must have concepts such as the wide sense of stakeholders, which allows the analysis of all external forces, there you are, and pressures, whether they are friendly or hostile. So you have to make sure these communities alike, right, and treat them well, right, whether they are friendly or not. This is one of the best definitions. හරිද? දැන් මෙහෙමයි නිකන්. දැන් අම්මට තාත්තට සලකන එක හොඳයි. You understand what I mean? But there is some obligation, no? Social කියන්නේ අපි බැඳිලා වගේ ඉන්නවනේ. සමහර අය ඒක කරන්නේත් නැහැ. හරි. හැබැයි ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙකුට උදව් කරනවා නම් ඒක මොකද්ද? There is a deserving person, right? And you help him while you look after your parents. අම්මලා තාත්තලා බලන්න තු එමිණියට උදව් කළා වැඩක් නැහැ. Right? First you have to look after your employees. But while you are looking after your employees, if you go out and do the medical camp as well, that's extraordinary. You know? Do you understand? Right. Can we play something? Yes. Corporate are powerful social actors that cause social problems and produce social goods. Companies can make what? Social problems and produce social goods. Now all this food industry, what they have done? Modern food industry, have they created problems or not? Huh? Modern food industry, what are the problems that they have created? Huh? What food? Unhealthy food, right? What do you mean by unhealthy? They are very hygiene, na? If you go to KFC or Submarine කියයි තාමනා තියෙන්නේ. Burger King, Subway, Poppy. ඒකට හැමදාම මට එනවා මේ මොකක්ද ඒ බබාලගේ එකක්ද ඒක? මන් දන්නේ නැහැ. Chicken වගේ තමයි. Every day I get මම ඒක නතර කරගන්න I must get some advice from you. You have stopped that, no? කරන්න හරිනේ. Yeah. That's how I got to know about the brand name. I was clueless about that. I thought that they were they were selling some this kids food, like what do you call it, candy like things. No, it's like same as KFC, right? So all these are no, that what happens to the mankind when we go there, our dopamine cycle gets activated. මොකද වෙන්නේ අරකේ තියෙන, what do they have inside? They have salt, they have oil, they have sugar. That is the, yes, predominant compound, no? What is the other one? Starch. ලුණු තියෙනවා, සීනි තියෙනවා, වතුර ටිකක් තියෙනවා, මේ අනික පිටි තෙලුයි. Now I don't have to comment on those 4 elements. Do I have? how vicious that 4 elements are, you know very well than me. And the oil that they use, they never use, even the 5-star hotel, they don't use coconut oil. That is for sure. Ogol gilan. Man kata kiwad meke man danne. They, I have spoken on that. They use, yes, in most, what is that, palm oil. Palm oil in kata kalada. So these are the, so why I took this? Corporations are powerful social actors, cause social problems. Right? And produce social goods as well. Yes, they make goods. Now, if you take this, what do you call these supermarket chains? They appear me hadisiyaකට toilet යන්න උනොත් මේ නගරේ. ඔය අන්න town planning. මොකුත් නැහැ. toilet එකක් හදලා නැහැ නේ ආණ්ඩුව. අවුරුදු 70 කීයද 80ට ළඟයි නේ. No, yeah, 70 or 75, right? No public toilet. කවුද public toilet දාලා තියෙන්නේ? All these supermarket chains. මේ මිනිස්සු ඔයගොල්ලෝ toilet එකට විතරක් යනවා නම් අහනවද කවුරුවත්? බඩු ගත්තේ නැහැ නේද කියලා අහනවද මේ මිනිස්සු? That's what? Social good. You understand? But at the same time, they have their own cafeterias, no? Even Keels, Cargills, do they have Cargills? ඕගොල්ලෝ යන්නේ. Yeah. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ යන්නේ මොකටද මේ සුපර් මාකට් කන්නද යන්නේ? නෑ ඕගොල්ලෝ යන්නේ බඩු ගන්න. අරක සුවඳ එනකොට දැන් අර ජරාවල් ටික තමයි ඒක කකා අරක මල්ලා අරගෙන යනවා. On the other hand, they could have done a better job. They could have easily made it available the healthy food somewhere. But they don't do because that is not tempting. Healthy foods are not tempting, no? So can you see? I don't want to criticize anyone. I don't want to promote anyone. I'm just showing. The ලෝකේ හැබැයි කොහෙත් අපේ රටවල විතර නෙමෙයි. That is the nature of the business, right? When you start a business, that's it, right? You can make good, you can make, yes, what? Bad for the society. So corporations should think beyond making money. Right? Corporations should behave in an ethical manner. All those are coming under what? CSR. Right? Corporations should be involved with the community they operate with. This is what? No. Earlier 1970s, what did we know by the term corporate social responsibility? You look after the interest of the shareholders. හොඳට හම්බු කරපන් හොඳට ගෙවපන් කාටද? shareholders ලට හොඳට මේ dividends කියවන ලාභාංශ කියවන ඔච්චරයි business කියන්නේ. ඔච්චරයි corporate social responsibility කියලා දාන්නේ. But now the situation is different. That is somewhere mid 20th century. This is 21st century. 20th century එකෙත් අපි දැනන් ඉඳලා තියෙන අරක තමයි. ලැජ්ජයිනේ civilization. That is it. So, okay. Can we move on to next, please? Yes. We'll run a small presentation. Yes. Can we run this one? This looks good, if I remember correct, because I ran it.
Introducing Grammarly, like you've never seen before. Your all-in-one writing essential. Say hello to Humanize.
Hi folks, Alex here. Most corporations are in the business of making money. But there are many ways in which they can take responsibility for their social and environmental impacts, and there is much to gain by doing so. This is often called corporate social responsibility. In this video, we're going to look at what we mean by corporate social responsibility, how good corporate citizens make a lot more profit, and we're going to look at 3 examples: IKEA, Starbucks, Patagonia, and see if we can figure out who's real and who's faking it. Okay, let's get drawing. On this channel, we share tools for you to change the world, so subscribe if you're into that. This is why companies have to take corporate social responsibility seriously. This is a representation of all the major socio-environmental scandals IKEA was involved in worldwide between 1981 and 2006. These were about waste, dangerous chemical use, child labor, poor working conditions in factories, wood procurement, etc. And this is not because IKEA is worse than the others. If anything, it is probably one of the more decent corporate citizens out there. But any major corporation is under a lot of scrutiny. Add to that the fact that 40% of consumers seek purposeful brands and trust in brands to act in the best interests of society. 70% of millennials listed their company's commitment to the community as an influence on their decision to work there. And 50% of millennials said they would take a pay cut to find work that matches their values. CSR matters. Originally, corporate social responsibility was a self-regulated way for businesses to include philanthropic and charitable contributions in their organizational policies. With the emergence of environmental issues such as climate change, toxic substances, plastic pollution, etc., NGOs appeared, as well as industry-wide, national and international regulations, and social pressure became greater, forcing corporations to address and report on the way they were running their business. Nowadays, when businesses report on their CSR, it usually includes their business ethics, how much money they donate to charitable organizations, compliance with regulations, norms, standards, and labels, working conditions, how their business affects local communities where they work, the environment, their supply chain, and their carbon footprint. In other words, corporate social responsibility is about capturing opportunities and avoiding risks. According to Bob Wheeler's research, any company that embeds corporate social responsibility within its DNA can increase its profit dramatically, by 51% for small and medium businesses to 81% for a large corporation. Mostly through these 7 benefits: increased revenue and market share due to better product and more customers, reduced energy and waste expenses, reduce materials expenses from dematerialization and substitution. See my video on circular economy for more details on this. Increase productivity and reduce turnover because people like working for a company that does good in the world. And reduce risks on talent management, brand image, compliance to regulations, customer demand, etc. There is the link in the description below if you want to find out more about that. Essentially, corporate social responsibility is now another word for corporate sustainability, and it is just smart business. Let's look at a couple of examples of what companies do. When searching online for companies who are reputable for their CSR, I run into Starbucks many times. So let's have a quick look at what they are doing. On the social front, they claim that their coffee is 98.6% ethically sourced, meaning fair trade. There is no mention of organic. That they trained 200,000 farmers and invested in farmer loans and emergency relief funds. Now, Starbucks has to do this because the business of coffee growing is at risk altogether due to farmers worldwide not having the financial means to adapt to climate change and the fluctuating price of coffee. In 2019, before the pandemic, 2.8% of the drinks were served in reusable cups. As an order of magnitude, this left more than 3 billion disposable cups going to the landfill. And the disposable cups are made of 10% post-consumer fiber. I personally don't call that leading in sustainability. In a trash audit performed by Greenpeace in 2019, Starbucks also ranked as the third most polluting company in Canada, where I live. Another name that comes up often in the world of CSR is Patagonia. But in contrast, they acknowledge at the top of their sustainability webpage that everything they make has an impact on the planet. On the environmental side, 64% of their materials are made from recycled fibers. And since 1996, 100% of the cotton they grow for their clothes is grown organically. On the social side, 82% of their line is Fair Trade certified sewn, impacting more than 72,000 workers. They are also part of 1% for the Planet, providing support to environmental non-profit organizations around the world. More importantly, Patagonia produces videos engaging their customers to
buy less, demand more.
As you can see, there can be a big gap between what two well-respected companies do when it comes to corporate social responsibility. Thousands of corporations have taken action to become a better corporate citizen because the risks of not doing it are too great and the benefits of doing it are huge. From Coca-Cola to Nike and even Exxon, they all want you to think that they are socio-environmentally responsible companies. But how do you figure out who is telling the truth? Well, to be honest, you have to educate yourself and use your own judgment to read between the lines of companies' slick marketing. For me, a good rule of thumb is to make sure that I look at both how companies make their profit. For example, what are the direct and indirect environmental impacts of their products and services? My video on the sustainability analysis of an iPhone can help, for example. And how do they treat their people and suppliers in the process? And secondly, how they spend their profit. Do they invest in their people, in sustainable innovation, or are they making their shareholders richer? As fellow YouTuber Our Changing Climate explained in a recent video, the money donated to charities can be misleading and doesn't tend to address the root causes of our sustainability challenges. Finally, tools and frameworks like the ones I presented in previous videos can also be helpful to make up your own mind in a rigorous way. There is also a private certification of social and environmental performance of for-profit companies called B Corp. Companies get the certification by receiving a minimum score on the assessment and by integrating B Corp commitments into their governing documents. This will probably be the topic of another video. The good news is, the companies that genuinely put their business at the service of the people and the planet get the goodwill of the marketplace and end up doing well by doing good. As Interface's late CEO put it,
there is no amount of slick advertising at any cost that we could have done that would have created the goodwill that this effort has created.
If you found this video useful and are wondering how you can help me make more, you can do this on Patreon. In a nutshell, you make a pledge that will apply to each new video I will post in the future, and you get perks like your name in the credits, access to my drawings, a character drawn after you in the next video.
Right. So quick introduction to the CSR TPL, that is the no clear causation between CSR and profits. Yes, CSR is a business resource. CSR relatively cheap philanthropic gesture. What is philanthropic? Philanthropy is what? Samaj Seva. Yes. Now I mentioned reading is one of the habits of the successful people. Another practice of successful people is generosity. It does not mean that you are giving billions, right? It does not mean. But it may be just 20 rupees that you. Yeah, small things matter. And you could might be.
Excuse me, can you switch on the mic, please? We couldn't hear you.
I see. Yes. So there's a teacher responsibility. So that if you seriously look into his or her need and just do some generosity, practice some generosity, that's important. The amount of money is not material at all, right? So that is one of the success factors of those who have achieved their goals. Earlier one is what? That they read a lot, and read a lot in the sense as time permits, right? Second one is what? A generosity. Third one, of course, those are values. No? I'm talking about habits and practices. Yes, what you say is correct. No electronic devices before sleep and after getting up. Immediate 1 hour. I don't know about your behavior. Most of the working crowd that they get up. They only get up when they feel their electronic devices beside the bed. ඒක තියෙනවා නම් තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට identity එක එන්නේ for them to get up. මේකේ බලනවා. So that's a bad habit. Right? Never practiced by. And the book that you should be reading is Robin Sharma's 5 AM Club. ඒක පොත ගන්න ඕනේ. I mean, if you can afford that, you can buy. But there are good YouTube summaries. කියවන සිංහලනුත් තියෙනවා. ඒකේ ලොකු දේවල් එයා කියලා තියෙනවා because he has done some research, right? He has been a successful lawyer and he was stressed and he got rid of his profession and became a trainer, as he says. So there is some reliability with what he says, right? 5 AM Club. ඔය පොත් ටික ලෑස්ති කරගන්න ඕනේ ජීවිතේට. පොත් නෙමෙයි the stuff, right? You don't have to. Yeah, Atomic Habits. That's a new release, no? Relatively new release last year or maybe 2 years ago. Even the Sinhala book is available, right? Psychology of Money, right? Those are good books. And if you look at the ancient books by Vincent Norman Peale and yes, I can't remember the names. Yeah. Yes. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. That's by what's his name? I can't. Yes. And Subtle way of not giving F. No, you know F what it stands for. ඒකෙදි කියන ඔය romance වැඩි ඔළුවට ගන්න එපා කියලා if you want to become successful. That's very very true. It does not mean that you don't have a good romantic relationship. හැබැයි අපේ අය උඟක් අය කරන්නේ මොකද්ද? That becomes the first and foremost in life. අම්මට උඩු මේක නැතුනොත් ඉවරයි. You can't be successful. Do you understand? Give the appropriate position even for romance in your life. That's it. එහෙම හිටපු මිනිස්සුන්ට තමයි ලෝකෙ මේ තරම් දියුණු වෙලා මේ මට්ටමට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් ඒ මත්තේම මැහුණා නම් මිනිස්සු ඔක්කොම all must have lost their romance no in one or two. Yeah, there might be some people who have been successful in their first love affair. එහෙම ඉන්න පුළුවන් very very rarely. Other than that, every person might be having loss of romance නේ. හැබැයි ඉතින් මේ මිනිස්සු ජීවිතේ අනික ඔක්කොම අමතක කරලා ඒක මත හිටියා නම් මේ ලෝකෙ පිස්සුවක් වෙයි. So that's why the importance of the book that you mentioned, no, not giving subtle F. Yeah, subtle art of not giving F to all these things, right? So romance is one of the factors. The other factors I can't remember. Right? That's a nice book to read. And Atomic Habits. ඒවා කියවන්න ඕනේ. හරි ඕගොල්ලෝ දැන් ඒවා කියවන එක ගැන මම සන්තෝෂයි. මගේ වයසේදී ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ වයසේදී මම ටිකක් කියවලා තිබ්බා. But we didn't have that much of that many of books, and we were not exposed to that kind of biblical literature as well. Right? Can we have a look at this piece? Philanthropic responsibility, ethical responsibility, legal responsibility, economic responsibility. මෙන්න මෙතනින් පටන් ගන්නවා වැඩි. Economic responsibilities. Be profitable foundation upon the other. The economic responsibilities is the responsibilities basically for whom? The shareholders. No? We are under obligation. ඔගොල්ලෝ මගේ business එකේ සල්ලි දැම්ම නම් I am under economic responsibility for you to give return. No? That's what? First and foremost. No? ඒක නැත්තම් මේවා මොකුත් කරලා වැඩක් නැහැ. අර අම්මට තාත්තට සලකන්නේ නැතුව මේ පිට මිනිස්සුන්ට සලකනවා වගේ. I mean, you can't. There isn't any such thing. No? Then you have legal responsibilities. What is that? For my employees, for my creditors. No? I am under legal responsibility. Obey the law. Law is society's condition, everything, right? So I am under legal responsibility. Then I have ethical responsibility. Be ethical. It is not actually law, right? It is what? Something little profound than that. No? That I don't, maybe even though law does not involve that I don't do bad advertising, right? I don't promote maybe kind of fake information about my products, right? I could have jolly well done that, but I don't do that. And beyond that you get what? Be a good corporate citizen, contribute to the resource community, improve quality of life. You are not under obligation at all. You may be little under obligation. You may be, yes, lot more under obligation. You are fundamentally under obligation. Why I say fundamentally obligation? So, yes, why I say fundamentally obligation? මේක නැත්තම් ඉතින් වැඩක් නැහැ, මුකුත් තියන්නේ නැහැ නේ මේවා. If I don't serve you as my shareholders, as far as dividends are concerned, there is no such company. No? Do you understand? First I have to look after you. But looking after you is not my business only, right? Then I have to go to what? Legal responsibility. I have to make sure that I comply with all the legal responsibility. Otherwise, I will be in jail. My entire business will be in trouble. Then I have to show my what? Ethical concerns towards the rest of the people. Then one more above, what? Do you understand? One more above is what? Philanthropic, social, corporate social responsibility. මාරේක නිකන් හරියට ගත්තාම මිනිස්සෙක් Tamanට ඉස්සෙල්ලාම හම්බ වෙන්නේ අම්මා තාත්තන් එයාට සලකනවා වගේ. Fundamental. Then you might get your spouse and children and the rest of the what? Rest of the relatives. සමහර ඒගොල්ලන් බලා ගන්නවා වගේ තමයි දෙවෙනි අඩිය. තුන්වෙනි අඩිය නිකන් යාළුවන්ට Tamanට ආපු යාළුවෝ බලා හතරවෙනි අපි දැක්කලවත් නැති අසරණ මිනිසුන්ට සලකන්න පුළුවන් නම් පිහිට වෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් that is what? Philanthropy. So I just brought an analogy of what? Personal example from the corporate example. This is corporate example. I took one example from personal, right? Right. So that is enough in my opinion. I have to start another class at 12:30. I know that you are prepared even to go further, right? But I have to stop because I need a rest. So can we start? You don't feel like going, right? Okay, congratulations, right? That's real responsible students, right? Okay, any question from the online, please? What time is that? Almost 12, yeah. So, right, can we start next week from here? Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and we invite, yes, those who are irresponsibly waiting at home, for them to come here and join your sisters and brothers. අන්න. ගෙදර වෙලා හිටියොත් I'm repeating ගෙදර වෙලා හිටියොත් ඔයගලන්ට ගෙදර කට්ටියත් එක්ක බල්ලෝ පූසෝ කට්ටියත් එක්ක තමයි ඉන්න වෙන්නේ, right? So have here the social network, right? So we are promoting it. Even OCB wants you to come here and join the crowd. Okay, thank you very much and we'll meet next week. Right, okay. Right.
etc. It helps me cover the production cost